This stream is proudly brought to you by What is ZS. The problem is that there's a lot of stuff going on at the moment with the coronavirus and everything like that. Events maybe need to be cancelled. Not saying that one, but that's a hint to the producers. May need to be cancelled or reorganised. The thing is, we need to turn around and we need to actually do something about the coronavirus, and I'm currently just organising that right now. I found a solution to the mask problem, but I'm actually going to tell the government at the same time. Just trying to think of their phone number. Hang on, no, I'll ring them direct. Ring Mr. Hunt direct. I've got his number here somewhere. And yes, it's the whole world needs to do this, and you may be able to have similar ones, because a lot of people are all complaining about they can't get a mask. They can't get a mask. I've tried to tell people that different ways of making masks and things like that. This is something the government actually needs to do. So we're going to have a talk to them. Here we go. I did have the right number. Okay, I'm on the phone to Minister Hunt's office as we speak.
Parliament House.
Yeah, hi. Could I have Minister Hunt's office, please?
One moment, sir.
Thank you.
Minister Hunt's office, this is Chantal speaking.
Yeah, hi Chantal. I think I've spoken to you a few times. It's Anthony Avery, the cannabis protester. Look, Chantal, I'm currently, and by the way, I'm recording these calls.
Okay.
Yep. Now the thing is, we currently have a few crises on our hands. I understand that. See, I'm also a very educated man of well over 20 years. I've studied for over 26 years. I've got a lot of subjects under my belt, so I'm smart. I know, and I think a lot. And one of the things I've been advising people to do is to make makeshift masks and use the makeshift mask. But today I actually found a very good one. I've given them a heads up that they could be getting a call from you. Because the canteen masks, the bandanas, right? They changed the style of those masks. Now I also have a beard, and I've been having trouble getting that mask to seal on my face. So I thought, I wonder if.
Yes, okay.
So I wonder if the bandana would help hold my beard down. So I put the bandana on just a single layer because it was hot, and didn't really hold it down. Then I doubled it over and pulled the folded side up. I can not only get it over my face, but I get it over my ears. It holds my beard down as well. And then my other mask fits, and I'm still wearing my other mask over it. But that bandana could save a lot of basic lives. By wearing one of these, that's almost as thick as one of the face masks. They could make another layer in it, whatever they're comfortable breathing through. You should be advising to people go out and buy these. Or show people how to make masks. Get someone to show. I'm trying to make a video on it at the moment, but you should be telling them how to make masks. They can use old pillowcases folded over, like how the cowboys used to do it. The cowboys wore them to get the dust out, but they will stop a droplet on there. If someone sneezes on them, they just know to go away and take the damn thing off and put a new one on. But these are the things I'm not hearing out of the government. I'm hearing the other stuff. And I do like the fact that you are now finally closing the schools, but you need to take advice. Like I sent you a video on how to set up schools, and it shouldn't just be with just online learning. They use the program called Uber Conference so that the teacher and the students can have communication. I can do up to 50 people on a stream in Uber Conference, and they only have to sign up to a free account, and you just need to change the plan. I've done a video. That video explains how you could set it up as well. But this one, all I've been thinking about is coronavirus. I lost my mum. We're pretty sure that it might have been the virus that took her out, but we still haven't had official because the doctor hasn't seen the body yet. And it's so we don't know for 100% if it was the virus that took my mum out. It took a couple of people in the home out. And so the thing is, it's sort of, I've been trying to think of ways, because I've been seeing so many people not wearing masks. But when I try to solve my own problem, I think I discovered a way for people, because when I've got the doubled over, it's just as hard to breathe through as a normal mask. It's actually harder. So that means it's a lot more coverage. And it really does work. It's the new style, the old style ones will work as well. I've tested them as well, because I've got hundreds of them. And I've actually tested a pillowcase. That's why I said I'm thinking about making a video to show people these things. And that they need to cover up and they need to do everything the way they should. Like, I've been in quarantine for 2 weeks now. And so more self-quarantine because I've got an infection, but I was getting sky high temperature, so I had to get tested negative, so I know that I'm safe to go out finally. And but the thing is, as soon as I get home, I'm going back into quarantine, because of the simple fact that I'm only just going to get what I need, and then I'm just coming home. I'm not going anywhere else. And I'm protecting myself. But see, I'm seeing so many people not protecting themselves. And I do like you did something when I told you about the shopping lines and stuff like that. I love what you've done about that. That seems to be working now. All the videos I'm seeing is all the people being good for once.
Right.
But this could actually work. And I've given heads up to the canteen in Canberra that you may be calling them. And because you need to organise something for them to make sure that all areas have got them so people can get them, because they tend to have a lot of stock. Or they could most probably make it, but they need to make it from Australian items. Don't get anything made out of it. Tell them not to make it overseas. But you could also get these made as well, because this material does sort of work. And it would act as a good way, and it would be a very quick way. You could put a lot of people in work really quickly. You could get them to work from home, make sure they're not sick or whatever, or get them to work at work isolated. But the thing is, these, work as face masks really well.
Okay, wonderful. Well, the Minister, being a sitting day, is, I believe he's just on his way back from the chamber, so as soon as he's back in the office, I'll have a chat to him about it. But thanks so much for taking the time to provide that idea.
Yeah, no worries, Chantal. You guys have been great every time I've called you. I know I give you I know I give you a lot of information when I do call and stuff like that, because I firmly
really do appreciate it.
Yeah, and I do firmly believe in the legalisation of cannabis. And I'm not going to leave you, and Chantal, I'm not going to leave you alone until it's not just medical.
All right, no worries. Well, I'll continue to pass it on every time you call, and I do appreciate every time that you call, because you're very informative. So thank you so much for that.
No worries. Thanks, Chantal.
All right, you have a wonderful day.
Same to you, darling. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Yeah. Well, after speaking with Chantal, Chantal's pretty much has actually been one of my main contacts down there. And she's passed a lot of stuff on. I've been communicating with them a fair bit. That's just one of the phone calls. This is what I do on a daily basis, folks. I actually do call the Minister's office and talk to them about legalisation of cannabis. Oh shit, that's not supposed to be up there. Sorry, I gotta delete this damn stream. Something's going on. Sorry. No, I'm not going to stop the stream. I'm just going to delete it. So if you're not watching it, I don't know what just happened then. That should not have happened. I'm going back to that screen. No, that's the wrong one. Where is it? There, that one. I'm going back to that. 420 in the park. Yeah, you're not supposed to see it, but that I was asked to not have that image appearing everywhere by family members. I do understand. Trust me, they're just as upset as me. And sorry, I haven't been reading the chat because I've been busy making that phone call. G'day. So I do apologise to everybody that the way that we being affected by this is affecting everybody, but the masks and everything are really, really important. So if you've just heard what I've said, she's great. Buster, Chantal has been one of the best contacts I've had down there. She's a really nice lady. She, has helped out every time I've rung up the Minister about the legalisation of cannabis, and I've overloaded Paul Chantel with so many web pages to pass on to the Minister. I think her email box is quite, because like she's the one that sends me the letters and they get sent back to her, I think. But she also answers the phone, and she's great. Yeah, she's a very nice lady. If you ever do ring Parliament House, always look after the staff with a lot of respect. Trust me, they want these things just as much as us. And the better you look after them, the better you know that the information is going to be passed on to the Minister. That's how you talk to that's how you get to talk to a minister. Trust me, it's rare occasions that they will finally talk to you. You've got to talk to their office a lot. And I mean, you've got to lobby that office a lot. And I mean a lot. It could take months, but eventually you do get your meetings. And the thing is, I will eventually get Mr. Hunt on this show, on the Cannabis Protester show. And but the thing is, this is actually pretty important to me. We don't know if my mum was a victim yet. We don't know. The doctor still hasn't seen the body. We're still up in the air about how my mum died. I'm just going by the rumour that went around about the hospital down there. That's the only information I've got. But the mask crisis can be really solved really quickly, and yeah. So those of you out there that don't have a mask, go and grab a bandana. And to those people that says I don't really lobby the government, yeah, I do. That's how you do it. Because I had a few commenters make a few comments and said, oh, you don't really lobby the government, do you? You're some old bloke. Well, that's how you actually lobby a government. And you also bombard them with emails when on your subject. You send them emails and make sure they're always different ones, never the same. You put a lot of information so that they can go and get that information that you're telling about it. And so, yeah, it's quite easy. G'day, George, how are you? So if you're out there and you don't have a mask and everything like that, please understand that you have to realise that we have a right to be protected. And the government should have thought of this before. I know, you want to say hello to everybody. Well, speak. You can still say hello. Speak. Say something. Say something. Or is someone at the door? Is someone at the front door? What's the matter? Hang on, folks. I'm being told to go somewhere. I thought you wanted to talk to everybody, but what? No, you've got cabin fever. No, it's just the cabin fever. She wants to go out and play. Dogs were barking a few minutes ago. I should have guessed that's what it was. No, you're on heat, sweetie. You can't go out. And the thing is, it's sort of wearing a mask is really important. If you're not wearing a mask, you're a fucking idiot. You really, truly are a fucking idiot. And I'm sorry about I was going to stop the stream, but I remembered that my family didn't want that particular rest in peace and everything, because it is being used on a different video and it's a private one. And so yeah, even though it's a public image. But the thing is, folks, we out there need to think about what we're doing on certain days. And I'm going to check to find out what's happening with 420, and I'll let everybody know. And I'm going to try and get Dr. Catalaris on and actually talk about see if I can get him to talk about the virus. And I'm pretty sure he will. I'm going to be talking to him while I'm on my way out in my first errand. And I only do them when I'm coming back into isolation, even though I'm clean and everything, and I can go out and I most probably could go back to normal stuff. But at the moment, there's no normal. Normal's gone. If you want normal, it's gone. It's finally got. I knew it was getting to that stage. That's what I mean. If you didn't prep, yeah, well, you're going to have to take what you get on the shelves. Do what I did the other day. I've had to do that for a few days until I was able to get out there to Woolworths early in the morning and actually finally get some groceries. And you don't have to buy. If you need a lot of things without people harassing you, just go out every day. But then you're at risk when you're out there every day. So you've got to buy these things. And you've just got to make sure, sorry folks, I'm just having a bit of trouble with this chat. I'm trying to pop it out so I can get it up on the screen. It's not happening. Just a few issues. Oh, I hate the internet sometimes. So now I'll get it up there in a minute. But yeah, like if you come up with something that can actually help for God's sake, pass it on. And if it's in regard to health, you ring Mr. Hunt, and I'll try and get that on the screen. I'm just trying to do it at the moment. All you have to do is ring Parliament House, 6277 777 yeah, 6 sevens. Or you can ring direct through to his office, which is 6277 Oh no, sorry. I apologise. It's 6277 220. There's a couple of phone numbers on this page. So those of you out there that, and there's different ways that we could solve this problem. Please don't, if it's a silly idea, please don't overload their offices, and make sure you research your item before you ever ring a minister's office, because you'll be thrown to the curb if you don't either have a reputation down there or are known down there, or your idea is brilliant. Get the idea out there first, then you explain the idea, and you explain the reason why you're ringing, and they will listen to you. Be very nice to them at all times, because the only way we are going to solve this problem is by ourselves and together. And if we don't work together, and i.e. doctors and lab, stop making fucking viruses. Let's put an end to making viruses. Well, we could deliver this medicine with a virus. Stop making fucking medicines with virus. For fuck's sake. You're going to end up killing the world. And so those of you out there that are going to an event like this, ring them and find out what's actually happening. So that you do know what's going on, because of the bans and everything like that. Certain events may be cancelled, i.e. the vote with the Billy, and the one and with going to the minister's office on 420. Do not do that, please. That's now been, that one I organised, that one is. And why does that keep on coming up? Because it's a slideshow. Sorry, I can't keep that page up. I've got to fix that and take that image out of that folder before I can put that. That's why it kept on popping up. And I do apologise to the family that just saw that. Yeah, I apologise. But the thing is, without us getting together and organising, and trust me, we're going to have to prepare for 40 days. Now, you think about it. God healed the world in 40 days. Well, God got rid of the world in 40 days. He seems to do everything in 40 days. Or 40 years. I don't think he's going to put us into 40 years of quarantine. But I do think that when I've looked at... I have actually researched the length of the virus. I would have to get the web pages up again to do it, to show you. But if you go and look at the different stages of the virus, yes, it will stay on the surface for a mean time, and I've now found actual... stuff from WHO that states the mean time of the virus on stainless steel on a hard surface is 8 days. Now, the mean time is halfway. So that's 16 days. So don't buy anything from eBay. I've cancelled 2 orders now. They both, and this, I'm really pissed with this, and you should also take notice of this. Be careful when you're buying on eBay if it says item in Sydney and they've got a 2-day delivery, and they say they haven't, and then they're all of a sudden they're out of stock and they're still selling the item. They're drop shipping it to you. Cancel that item, especially during the crisis, and report them for listing fraud, because it's the only way we're going to stop it, because that's what just happened to me. I wanted one item and I saw another seller, but 10 to 1, as soon as I got the message from them, I knew it was formatted exactly the same as the previous one from another seller. So how could 2 companies word that response to somebody if it's not the same company? Because this is what they do. They're Chinese companies that come in. This is where the Chinese millionaires are coming from. They bring a load of cheap shit to Australia, sell it off to everybody at full Australian retail, and make a shitload of money out of it. But the ones down in Melbourne, they said their products came from Melbourne, and when I rebought the first one, when it didn't arrive by the delivery date, oh no, we're still sending it to you. They've already got one case. They're already being investigated by eBay. And but no, we're just waiting for it to come in. In other words, when it comes in from China, they're going to slap a thing on it. 2 days. It takes 4 days to get from China. Takes 2 days to get here. 16 days. Shit, there's 10 days still left. I'm dead. So don't buy anything online. Trust me, everything online is not safe because it could be drop shit to you from infected areas. Be smart. Be wise. It is a new fucking world. At the moment, we are facing a worldwide fucking crisis. If you're one of these young fucking idiots out there saying, oh, I don't care about fucking Corona, I want to party at fucking spring break, you're a fucking idiot. This is the only word for you. You're a fucking idiot, and you should be labelled an idiot, a rucker, for the rest of your life. Rucker, by the way, is how they said fool in old times. You need to take coronavirus fucking seriously. People are dying from it. People are dropping in the streets in China and Spain. You need to wake up to yourselves. You need to self-isolate. If you are out shopping in the morning in that line, one of you go in there, don't just line up there and then all of a sudden the door's open and rush the door. All of a sudden you're at risk of dying. And when you go in those lines, wear a fucking mask. Now, okay, I can't get a mask. I've told you many fucking times. Make it out of a bandana. Well, actually, the current canteen bandanas, as you've just heard, I was seriously talking to the minister's office. And they were listening. She was listening, trust me. Chantel's quite good at that. And I know Chantel will tell them things because they're implementing stuff I've already rung them about. And they know I'm actually, they know who I am. I've told them who I was in a letter. I told them I'm the guy that removed the Prime Minister once. I'm the guy that protested around Parliament House in an ice cream truck. So all those shearers that are down there at the time, yeah, dude, thanks for feeding me back in those days. You were so great. But I never got a chance to thank you shearers enough because I couldn't get around you sort of enough. There were too many of you. But to any shearer that was at that protest, you guys fed me. You made sure I had blankets, even though I got frostbite in one finger and lost a bit of it. You guys looked after me really well. You're all old blokes now, on my age at least. Thanks for what you did back then. So I told the minister who I am. I don't hide the shit who I am. I'm a protester. I've been a protester since fucking way back. And feel strongly about cannabis legalisation, but I also feel strongly about protecting you and protecting me. There are ways and things to do it. Now, if you buy a lot of, and I said this the other day, if you've bought a lot of dry food and you don't have storage containers, hang them in those shopping bags that you've just paid 15 cents for. They hang really well and they can store, like, don't put tin food up there. You don't need to put the tins up there. But anything dry, hang them on your doors. I've got them hanging on my doors because I don't have storage containers. So there's lots of different things you can do. And I do believe that you should go out and get enough food to last you for 40 days. 40 days and 40 nights. If God can save the world in 40 days and 40 nights, maybe we can too. So I calculated it was actually 28 days. Going by all the times, okay, someone gets it, lands on a surface, then you've got to wait for it to die, 28 days. If someone is quarantined and then in that 40 days and that household becomes sick, they need to stay in isolation for an extra 40 days. And their houses should be labelled quarantined. And I think that anybody that is quarantined should have a sign on their door saying, I'm sorry, I am quarantined, I cannot answer the door. If you get packages, you wait until the thing, you ring up the delivery company and you say, please let me know when the package comes, I'm quarantined, just give me a ring. And I've had 2 packages delivered like that. They have rung me before they got here. One bloke rang me before he got here and then he rang me when he got here. You can do this with the courier companies. Because if you are quarantined, you do not want to get them sick. I'd waited until I'm clear and I'm clear an extra few days. But I've got to go back into self-isolation because I need it for my own protection because of massive infection in my foot. As I said, I don't have an immune system. And we need to start doing these steps now in Australia, Mr. Hunt. We need to do them now, not next week, not in a month. We need to do it now. We need to make sure everybody can get 40 days worth of food, and if they can't get it, make sure that every household has got it. You should be doing this globally because the only way this is going to work, it must be done on a global scale. You're going to have to contact every country. You're going to have to drop things into isolated areas, not into those isolated areas where their tribes are isolated. They'll be okay because they're fucking isolated. Don't like those sort of communities, leave them alone. Leave isolated communities should shut. If they haven't had somebody come in and out of town, and I'm talking to Middle Australia, to my people, if someone hasn't come in and out of town on a regular basis, you should be putting up barricades and you should be ministering and work with the police to have checkpoints into your town and in anything coming into town, have someone and make sure everybody's fucking healthy. We're going to have to do half the work like in China. This is actually going to have to happen, people, for us to live and survive this virus. It's killing too many. The death rate of this is worse than a lot of other epidemics. And not long it's going to get up there with the plague. The rate, the climb of this virus, it will reach those scales if we don't step in and try and stop it. If it hasn't died and we're still getting cases at 40 days, maybe the government needs to work out a supply program pre this starting so that everybody can get resupplied with food. Because if we do not do this, we won't survive. Now, you can survive on basic rice with a few veg and a bit of flavouring, and I've been trying it out over the last few days. What have I been doing? I've been making egg fried rice. I use a little bit of diced beef, I use a little bit of egg, and I use one of those packets of rice and just make up enough rice for the fried rice. You put 2 eggs into you cook the mince, then you cook the veggie, and then you put your eggs in when they're cooked, and then you put your rice in. And you always use rice from the previous day, it works better. Rice, you can survive on these things, and trust me, I haven't had any problems over the last few days. I'm not feeling hungry or anything like that, even though I'm taking actually that might be the reason I haven't actually taken the medicine for a few days. So yeah, you can survive this, but we've got to work together, folks, and it's going to have to be every single government that does this. They are going to have to make sure their people get food. Every country is going to have to organise. This is most probably going to have to be the biggest thing this world has ever done. Work together. And it's the only way. This whole world has to work together. For this to work, we all have to work together. Doctors, nurses, police, firemen, you, the supply chains, the food companies, everything like that. Find a way of keeping open your doors at minimal health and with minimal people and with minimal stuff coming in. Make as much food as you can. Make as much of that as you can. We're going to need it. If you're out there, farmers, okay, start getting the stuff and think about winter crop. Think about winter crop. Get winter crops in, get them planted, get them ready, because we're going to need them down the road. We need everybody to work together for once in our lives. We are a generation of people that communicate. We can actually make this happen. For once the world can work together and stop a pandemic. For the first time in history, man has been communicated enough to stop these things from happening. See, back in the plague days, they didn't understand about disease. Many people died. We understand disease today. And one of those things is we should stop them making new viruses. There should be a law that no new virus can ever be made again. Because a lot of these viruses have been made by labs. So you think about it. But to stop it, they've now put it on our shoulders. So now that it's on our shoulders, we should force our governments to listen to us. And if they're not listening to you, ring the fuckers up and tell them we should be doing this, we should be doing that. Because if you have a genuine idea, if you are a doctor and you know of a way, if you think, okay, well, maybe it may not be 40 days, maybe we need to go just that extra week. This is why it's happening. But when you calculate the rate of someone catching the virus, if we lock down the world and the people that have already caught the virus are locked down, and if they isolate and no one else gets sick, and the surfaces, they can't touch surfaces, they've got to be isolated. Those rooms are going to have to be disinfected if they really have the virus, or they should be taken to a hospital. Because we have to control this, people. Stop being idiots out there, young ones, because this could fucking kill you. Whether do you love your mum? Do you love your dad? Do you love your little brother? Do you love your sister? Do you love your nana? Do you love your uncle? Do you love your pop? Think about it. They could fucking die if you still carry on like an idiot over there in spring break. In Australia, we've just shut down our pubs and clubs. Fucking great. It's about fucking time. And this should be happening all over the world right now. Pubs and clubs should be shut down. Schools shut down. TAFEs shut down. Everything shut down except for the main necessities. Food production, emergency services. Everything needs to work together, and we need to work to prepare for it. There are ways that we can do this. The government have the ability. If you've worked in logistics companies, start thinking of ways to do this. Talk to the government. If you work in food production, and talk to your boss. If you come up with a way to say, okay, boss, we can work this with minimal people, with this many people, still run safely, run at a certain speed, or we spread everybody out, make sure no one touches anything, make sure that we watch and make sure that all this, take extra precautions during production. Store that wheat or store everything that we're going to need to get through this if we have to go into longer quarantine. Farmers out there, make sure those crops get in. Please make sure those crops get in. Price gouging. Don't fucking do it, because I'll tell you now, I'll push for a fucking law to stop it. So if you price gouge and I hear about it, trust me, I'll be the one lobbying the fucking government. And I don't stop when I start. And if I find out who's price gouging, I'll make sure they fucking know about it. So, yeah, we've got to protect each other, everybody. And if we don't protect each other, we won't have a world at the end of it. And as I said, this is why a lot of people prepped. We saw things like this coming. I didn't foretell them. We just thought, what if it fucking happened? That's why we prepped. Now, once we get through this, become a prepper. You don't have to panic by then. Just every week you go out and buy a bit of something. Okay, this week you buy candles. Next week you buy the emergency horn. Next week you buy the emergency whistle. Next week you buy the life straw. Buy a few life straws, by the way. And you prep that way, slowly. And prep and make sure you're ready. Make sure you've got storage and make sure everything's stored right. Look at how to store these things. Look at different ways, types of foods that you should buy. Learn how to rotate your food. Now, when you're stocking that food, buy foods that you will eat out of a can. And You just buy the things. You don't. Stealth shopping is just normal shopping. You're just doing more often, and it's not causing a panic because no one can see bulk trolleys. They just see a little trolley. Oh, okay, everybody's not panicking anymore. Unfortunately, when they see me, I've now got to carry a photo and the video of my dogs to say this is why I'm buying 10 bags of dog food. Because I don't want to risk my life going out there every fucking day to buy dog food. See, these are things that you should have done. See, a lot of people laughed at preppers. I don't think they're laughing anymore. You've only got to go through the dunny paper shortage. And, yeah. So, just think about it. We need to work together. Logistics people, start thinking of ways of getting food out to people. Start working with governments. Food people, start working with governments. And I'm not just talking to Australia, I'm talking to the whole fucking world. You need to work together, because if we're to get through this, and by the way, this video can be shared. You may download this video and share it on your own channel. Please do so and help spread the word. The word needs to go out. We need to lock down for 40 days and 40 nights, folks, and maybe longer if need be. But we need to prepare for it. We need to start preparing for it now. And I'm telling the governments of the world, we need to shut down 40 days, 40 nights. If God can do it, so can we. So we've just got to ask ourselves, okay, what do we need to do that? What's it going to take? Now, well, every country has had, yeah, I've got to say it, rationing. When it starts, everything's going to have to be rationed to make it happen. So we've got to make these steps and take these steps. Because if we don't, we could all fucking die. And I'm not fear-mongering, it's already killed people. It may have killed my mum. We don't know yet, because as I said, the doctor still hasn't seen her. So until we hear, we don't know. We're up in there, like, we can only think what happened to her. Well, did she die just of old age, or did the coronavirus get in her nursing home? It's very strange that a couple of people died on the same day. But nursing home, then you think about it, nursing home could be a nursing home, it could happen. But there is there's a rumour going around this whole town that the nursing homes aren't reporting the deaths properly. They're not getting the bodies tested because they should be tested. If those people have died of coronavirus, the family have a legal right to know. So, and we all need to understand these things, that these things can happen, but we need to work together to get rid of it. Events may need to be cancelled. Don't throw up in arms. Like, there's a community, I forget what is it, Social Isolation Club or something they've called themselves. Bunch of comedians, great YouTube. Steve Hofstetter, look him up. You'll find that community and the videos and everything like that, and it's actually quite a funny show. They've gotten together and gone into social isolation, but they're still putting their shows on for free. If the comedians can do it, we all can. Well, I'm a speaker, I get word out, yeah. And I'm a thinker, and that's all I've been doing is thinking of ways of helping the government. I'm an inventor. I've got an inventive mind. I can think of stuff. That's why all of a sudden all I was trying to do was work out how, because masks and beards don't work. You're not really protected if you're just wearing the mask over your beard. And I realised that, and I've been trying for days to work out how to do it. And then I realised that I've got these bloody bandanas. I've been telling everybody about them, and all I've got to do is do that. Now you can hear the difference in my voice. It's now over my face, and it's also over my ears. And yes, it's over my ears, so now I can actually protect my ears. I've got my glasses on, I can still see, I've got the other mask on, and I'm not putting the gloves on because that's for when I go out. And I'm taking maximum precautions. If you can't get those disposable ones, buy a pair of the expensive ones until you can get the disposables. Just make sure you wash them when you get them home. Don't touch the outside of them once you've used them. So yeah, it's sort of, I'll take this fucking thing off now. But that was a canteen bandana working, protecting me from the virus. You can protect yourself from the virus. And if you don't protect yourself from the virus, you're going to be one of the many people that we're going into isolation for. And we do need to go into isolation, everybody. We need to start the basic isolation, get the 40-day set up. And once it's set up, the 40-day quarantine, which is what it should be called, the 40-day quarantine. We should practice quarantining now. It's not hard to stay in your house. Trust me, you talk to any disabled person that's stuck in their home all the fucking time. It's fucking dead easy. Mate, like the last couple of days, I've actually done a lot of work that's been sat back, and life since I've been here and everything has taken up. But I've actually done some work. It's great. I've actually got the studio camera up and everything. Why I've got the studio camera up? Because I'm going to make a video later on how to put the bandanas and how to make some bandanas and how to make some emergency face masks. That's my next video. Thank you very much, everybody, for watching. And you're always a great audience. And I'm sorry I wasn't responding to the chat today, but that's because I wanted to make this video. And hello, Dawn. Yeah. So, it's going to need to be longer than that, Dawn. Trust me. It's going to need to be longer than that. It needs to be a world, for this to stop. It's going to pop their head up. If the world doesn't do this in one go and people keep on mixing, the virus can't die. We've got to keep people isolated for 40 days. And yes, in your own homes, everybody's going to have a room. Everybody's going to... Okay, Bobby stay in that room, Tom stay in that room, John stay in that room, Susie stay in that room, Kieran lay in that room, and yeah. They might have to move beds around the house and give everybody, someone might have to have a lounge room. Now everybody's got multiple TVs or their little things. There's plenty of entertainment. You can't mix with each other. These precautions are serious because the moment you break them, the virus will spread. This is why it needs to be a worldwide lockdown. And somebody that gets sick needs to be locked down 100%. And parents have to lock bedroom doors. We need to take precautions, folks. Yeah, it's gotten to that stage in the world where we need to take these precautions. Why? Because people that get a cold go to fucking work and spread viruses, right? My initial cold was because of a teacher who went to work with a cold. I got sick. A couple of others got sick. Then I started getting the fevers because of the infection in my foot. Bang, I'm quarantined. Had to go and get a blood test just to get to the stage where no, I was safe to go out of my own home. So if you don't take precautions, folks, you're a fucking idiot. Spread this video, please. Anybody watching this video, please go to YouTube Downloader and use YouTube Downloader or whatever downloader you use to download the videos, because everybody does it. Download the video. You do have permission to do that with this video. I will also be making this video when I upload it as a video. It will be uploaded under Creative Commons. You can also find this stream directly in the stream list. And for those subscribers out there that don't watch streams, trust me, you still can go in and just go under where it says live videos, where they've done the video live. It's the only different. YouTube have got a platform now. You just jump in there and you can go into it. So we've got to do something about it to stop it. And we're the only ones that can stop it. And if your governments don't start doing it, And governments that don't do something, maybe you might have to get rid of your government. If they're not going to do a 40-day quarantine all over the world, they shouldn't be in power. And I'm sorry, they should not be in power. if they're not going to listen to their subjects, and especially like, okay, doctors are going to say, okay, well maybe, and I'm appealing to a doctor out there, any doctor that's listening to the video after it's been shared 1,000 times, please sit down and you look at my figures, look at the gestation period of it, look at all the other things. I've calculated 28 days and I've added in the 16-day period for it being on a surface. I've added that into the equation as well. Hence, I came up with a total of close to 48, so I just topped that up, added a couple more, and went to 40 days. Because God did it in 40 days, maybe we should do it in 40 days as well. Maybe there's something significant about it. Maybe all these things that have happened to us over the life, maybe if we did things like this differently. But we are in the generation of communication. The generation of communication. We communicate better than any other generation. So many of us have friends overseas that we would never have met without YouTube. All my subscribers are my friends. I treat them like my friends. They are my friends. I talk to them every time I do a stream. And sometimes I don't look at the chat. And they eventually tell me. And they have helped me out. They are my friends. They are more my friends than some of my friends. They've done things for me since I've been here that family haven't even done for me. The other day, one of them put in like, please don't tell anybody who I am, a donation so that I could go and get my cannabis medicine. If I hadn't have got that, I wouldn't have been able to lower my endone dose. And by the way, folks, I'm on one endone a day. But today I might have to go up because I can't take that medication because I need to drive my car to go and get something. I've got to go and pick something up. Now, if you've got to pick something up and you are in self-isolation, when you pick it up, you organise for them to put it in your boot. You ring them up and saying, look, I'm driving through, that's all I'm doing. I'm not opening my car windows, the doors will be locked so you can't get in my car. You prepay your item, and you get them to place it into your boot as per arranged, and you drive straight home. You go home, you have your homemade sanitizer made from vodka and a bit of detergent, and you give it a spray, and then you wipe the surface of the box down before you touch it. Then when you open it, if there's any boxes inside, do the same. Sanitize everything, even if it's stainless steel. Wipe it down and protect yourselves. Make sure you're wearing gloves when you do it. Make sure you're wearing your mask when you do it. Especially this is something you've just received that has been drop shipped from China. Now, if it's a circuit board, yeah, you got a problem. Go and put it into clean the container, put it in the container, go and put that container away for 40 days. Don't touch it for 40 days. That virus needs to die. You need to start taking precautions. Everybody needs to start taking precautions. And to those little fuckers, if I come across you and you say, oh, I don't give a fuck about the coronavirus, I might just take the liberty of kicking you up the arse. Because you're a fucking idiot. You could be the one spreading the virus to your family that wipes your whole family out, you fucking idiots. And that little idiot that made it on the YouTube talking about, I don't care if I get the coronavirus, I get the coronavirus. You're a fucking idiot. You're a rucker. You're a fool. Start thinking about it. The youth. I don't care how fucking old you are. You are 5, you are 6, and mum and dad, yeah, let them watch this fucking video of an old bloke swearing, telling them off. And you're going to say, Mum, why is he telling us off? Tell them, because they're fucking idiots if they don't listen to these fucking warnings. Because the kids could be the ones spreading the virus. Because as I said the other day, little Johnny goes to school, he says, Mama, I just had the greatest day. He's cuddled Joe Blow's son that's sitting at home with the coronavirus. He's touched all the surfaces around his home Dad's touched. This is why you need to control your kids. You need to teach your children about sanitisation, cleaning, and health. if you wear clothes when you get home, if you have worn them outside, the moment you get home, throw them straight into the washing machine. Clean them. Mate, I hand wash. I have to hand wash. I'm trying to get the washing machine. That's my job tonight. I'm trying to get the washing machine set up. It hasn't been set up since I bought it because the laundry's not finished yet. I'm trying to finish the laundry. I'm going to be working my ass off for the next few days building the laundry so I can get the washing machine set up. I'm thinking about all these things. Are you? Think of ways to protect yourself. And if your little kid doesn't want to wear a mask style, well, put it over his face like the cowboy and say, okay, now you're a cowboy or a cowgirl. You can't take it off because there's a deadly disease out there. Teach them and make it fun. You think about it. You put a bandana on their face before you put a mask. You're not only going to double their protection, they're not going to want to take that off. Oh, you can't. If you take the mask off, the police will see who you are. Tell them shit like that. Unfortunately, we're going to have to lie to our kids in certain ways to make it fun for them to take these precautions. So we've got to think about shit like this, folks. We have to. The government can't think of anything. There's a few fucking people out there. There's fucking, 7, 8 billion of us here? 9 billion? I can't remember. That's how many people there are. You think about it. We all put our fucking heads together. Man, we're a fucking computer. We're a quantum computer. If mankind puts his head together, we become the computer. If you are doctors, join up, talk to each other, work out the exact gestation period, and I bet you come up with the same number as me. 40 days is going to be the safest time. But if you do think, but get together and fucking work. This is also why I'm asking everybody to copy this video, put it onto your own channel, even if you've never put a video on. You have my full permission to do so, and the verbal is in the video. You can put this on your channel and no one can do anything about it, not me, not YouTube, because I've just given you verbal permission to put this particular video, and if this is not in a video, you can't do it. You can only, because if you do it to any other of my videos that don't have it, you will get a copyright strike. But for these videos that I do state that you can, because this is a necessity. People need to see these videos. We need to work out ways to do it. Now, think about it. Okay, we can't bombard the government all the time. You come up with a brilliant idea, unless it... Okay, now, if that brilliant idea is going to make you a lot of money, and it's not necessary, they're not the information you can. But if we work together to solve the problem, but how to do that, I'm not talking about inventions. What I'm talking about is doctors, nurses. Even if they have to work when they're at home, work that extra fucking 8 hours. Okay, labs that fucking created these things, work together and fucking solve it. Work out the exact gestation fucking period of this fucking virus. What if it gets in the post? Okay, we know 16 days is the complete time of that virus's life. So it's still contagious for that 16 days. But find out if it's longer. Start doing tests, for fuck's sake. Put it onto something, see how long, and come back to it and see if it's still alive. Is it longer than 16 days? We're going to need those figures soon. Start doing that now. That's the only time. This is where the research should be going as well. How long is the virus going to live? How long do we need to quarantine the world for? Because if it's not done together, we're dead. We're fucked. We're still going to need to protect our world. And yeah, maybe the Army and the Navy may need to actually deploy on our own soils, even American soils. Maybe the militias in America may have to be deployed to protect areas. But no silly shit, for fuck's sake, don't go shooting fucking people. You shoot someone, you should be shot yourself. Calm them down, settle them down, and get them fucking quarantined again. That's what should, and police should be walking and driving the streets once we go into a 40-day quarantine. And yes, you can still work, providing things are being set up, yes. But this is only temporary, and I'll tell you now, to any government, if you fucking try and fucking pull us around and fucking change laws and shit like that afterwards, yeah, I'll lead the revolt. Don't do stupid shit like that. This is only to get rid of a virus, and that's all. I'm speaking for the people that I think can't speak up for, i.e. the ones that have already died and their families. We need to work together to solve this problem. And to fix the mask problem, for fuck's sake, fold it up. Go and work out, find out how big a bandana is. Make the fuckers yourself. How many mums have got loose material around the home that's nice and thick? You can use that. That stretchy material, that's what these bandanas are made of. It's like a loop. And you can pull it up over your face and do that. Bang, I've got an instant mask. I can protect myself. So please don't tell me that you can't get a mask. And start taking precautions. If your children are not home from school and your areas are still keeping schools open, i.e. Queensland, keep your fucking children home. Don't send them to fucking school. Start their quarantine now. Because, as I said, I think kids are the ones that are spreading it. Because of the way they contact. Start teaching your children how to contact people. Not to contact random people, not to contact other kids at school. Contact at the moment, yes, we have to take these precautions. Explain why to your children. Yes, it's scary, but maybe it's time that all kids knew, right down low. Teach them, no, you can't do that. There's a massive virus. You can't go hugging everybody because we have to quarantine. And explain what quarantine is to your children. For God's sake, people, for God's sake, governments, everybody, we need to quarantine for 40 days, trust me. Doctors, start working on that equation, please. And please, everybody, share this video. And if you don't share it, copy it and put it on your own channel. You have my full permission. Thank you. God bless, and I'll catch you later. And those of you that haven't subscribed, thanks for watching. And don't forget to subscribe and click that little bell down the bottom, or you won't be notified. And yes, that's right, folks. The ZS is soon after the coronavirus. It has delayed the release of the ZS. It was actually supposed to be coming out in a couple of weeks. But due to my printer being sick and everything else like that, I have actually decided to hold off the release. The coronavirus and everything, I don't want to go near my stock even until I'm 100% sure the infection's gone from my foot, because that stock is in safe storage and I'm not even going near it. So those of you out there, thank you very much for understanding. The ZS will be released very, very soon. I'll catch you all later. Thank you.